Jagat, the cosmic manifestation, Vipari Vartate, is working. Translation. This material nature, please repeat after me. This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction. O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings under its rule. This manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. The translation says this material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. Let's read the purpose. And someone read the purpose.
It is clearly stated here that the Supreme Lord, although aloof from all activities of the material world, remains the Supreme Director. The Supreme Lord is the Supreme Will and the background of this material manifestation. But the management is being conducted by Bhagavad-Gita that of which I am the Father. The Father gives seeds to the womb of the mother for the child, and similarly, the Supreme Lord buys near lands, injects all the living entities into the womb of material nature, and they come out in their different forms and species according to their last desire.
Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuddhapadakamam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Sri Rupam Sarvadam Aravitam Raghunath Tam 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 Sajivam Sadhuvetam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Dev Sri Radha Krishna Radham Sahagana Dalita Sri Vishakam Tam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dimam O Vesh विशेष श्रीनिवासी पाशादेशिता जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So last week, this days, Vishnu Prabhu has taken the class on 9.9. It was Nachamam Tani Karmani Nivat Nanti Dhananjaya Udasena Vat Asena Asattam Teshu Karma. Translation says, "O Dhananjaya, all these work cannot bind me. I am ever detached from all these material activities, seated as though neutral," is what God says. And today we are taking the Shloka 9.10, in which Lord is saying, Maya Dakshina Prakriti Suyate Charasa Characharam Etunanena Kamte Jagat Viparibhatate. His material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, its manifestation is created and invented again. Very good. So, this is divided in various forms. You can see over here. Without the superintendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, material nature cannot do anything. The other point which we can take from this particular topic is the Lord is neutral and aloof, and He simply sanctions the material energy. And the third point is the management is done by material nature on His behalf, and the Lord is detached. The references you see analogy. Lord is father, and material nature is mother. Lord glances, but species are decided based on past deeds and desires of living entity. So Smriti says analogy: fragrance of flower touched by the smelling power of a person, yet the smelling and the flower are detached. Similarly, similar connection is there between material world and Supreme Personality of God. So we can name the inventors now. Who invented telephone? Alexander? Wow. Who invented diesel engine? Who invented? अरे बोलो तो आंसर मिला था. Who invented the telescope? You are pointing at City. Did he invent it? Okay. Galileo, very good. And who invented the bulb? Thomas Edison. Fantastic. So, can things come automatically? Sure? Sure?
Yes.
Yes? They can come automatically? They cannot come automatically. So, we can see over here, creation implies a creator. So, when we are appreciating the new iPhone, what is the new iPhone in the market right now?
14 Pro Max.
14 Pro Max?
Yes, 14 Pro Max.
You're telling me or asking me?
No, I'm telling you.
You're telling me, okay. 14 Pro Max. Okay. So 14 Pro Max, I don't know what is the megapixel for 14 Pro Max. Do you know anybody? 36, 38, 40, 45? Sorry, 100? 100 mega. Oh my God. So we appreciate that, and we would like to have that kind of mobile phone in our pocket. Why do we have to have that? We need that mobile phone so that we can definitely we can do what? Serve Krishna. Very nice. We can serve Krishna with Nokia mobile phone 3310. Very good. We can use it because we have better facilities. nowadays we are using mobile only for receiving call and sending voice message on WhatsApp. So we have this. Now this has a creator. And how about our eyes? Accident? No. It also has creator. We're talking about the megapixel that has been made, that is there, it has been invented by a human being, which is in the mobile, and which has megapixels, 100 megapixels, and they are trying to see whether they can add some more megapixels. But we are not appreciating our eyes that has been designed by our very, very special designer. Human body, another masterpiece that we have got. Right? Every outside, it looks so beautiful. Our skin, our eyes, mouth, lips, ears, everything looks so beautiful. But every single part that we have got of our body has some or the other features. Am I correct? Sometimes you feel, oh my God, this man looks so beautiful, or handsome, and this girl looks so beautiful. But inside us, we have all this. And all these are so nicely, intricately, Lord has really nicely designed and structured. No? Everything is so nicely structured. Our face, our hands, our body, our intestine, everything is so nicely structured. But do you know what is the cost of this body? 110 rupees.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
You're talking about your body or my body? So Dr. Harry Monson, Professor of Anatomy, Illness College of Medicine, he says, human body contains mostly water. So in a 27 kg person, he's just giving an analogy, a 27 kg of person, there are calcium of 2.75 kg, phosphate 680 grams, potassium 400 grams, sulfur 272 grams, sodium 272 grams, magnesium 45 grams, iron 45 grams, copper, iron 45 grams. This is the value. These are the various components that we have inside our body. And what is the price of the body? What is the word? 110 rupees only. And we focus mostly on decorating this 110 rupees body, which is not even 500 fills. Right? Which is not even 500 fills. But what is today's rate? 267, 266, 65. Thank you. That is the word of God. But we can make this worthy. How can we make this worthy? By understanding, first of all, what is the purpose of our body and who has given this body. Now, for example, our body is worth 110. Do you believe this? Do you believe this? How many of you believe this? Come on, don't believe this? Our body is 110 rupees only. That is what scientists say. I don't believe it myself. Why don't I believe it? Because I am not body. I am soul. From the time we understand that we are soul, we understand the worth of our body. We have heard this from so many times. I'm just repeating what I have heard from His Grace Raj Prakash Prabhu, which is my Shiksha Guru, His Grace Yashwati Nandan Prabhu, His Grace Ranchur Krishna Prabhu, and all the wonderful assembled devotees that we have got. So what is the worth of our body? There is no worth until unless we understand that this particular body is the drive force, is the vehicle. Okay? If there is in this vehicle, if the soul doesn't get a vehicle, we won't be able to do certain activities. And hence we have got this particular vehicle so that we can do certain activities. Now, let's come to the topic. How about these wonderful stars and different planetary systems? It's just moving by itself automatically. What do you think? It just happened. Boom. Krishna's creation. Very good. Excellent. However, are we getting this education in our school? In our school, this is what is happening. Hear no creation, see no creation, and speak no creator. That is what is happening right now. And that's the reason Srila Prabhupada always used to say, our school is nothing but it is the place of. What is? Does that mean that the kids are getting killed? No. What is getting killed? What is getting killed? What is getting killed? Huh? Consciousness is getting killed. Very good. Consciousness is getting killed. And absolutely, that is not helping the soul, rightly mentioned. So, we're gonna dive a little more deeper. Fine. So we have discussed about this body, which is like a machine. The Prabhupada gives this wonderful example that the material nature, how it's working, this material nature is just like a machine, big machine. And similarly, he is giving the example of the body. Another example which we can understand is the fan. So the Prabhupada gives this wonderful analogy that once when he saw a fan, he felt that there is something behind this fan who is operating this fan. Maybe there is some Atma, bhatak ki Atma hai, wo fan chala rahi. He used to think that way. When I don't know how many of you, when I first heard the loudspeaker, no, we used to have a big poles, and then there used to be a big like a gramophone loudspeaker. I always used to feel there is someone inside the loudspeaker who speaks. Srila Prabhupada has given this wonderful analogy. There's a story where the boy was beating the drum. And then once he was beating the drum, he felt that there is someone inside the drum who was making the noise. What did he do? He broke the drum to check whether there is someone inside or not. So, it may be, these kind of examples may sound very childish, but the tendency to find who is the ultimate cause of everything, that is intelligence. The tendency to find who's that particular person behind creating all these things is intelligence. And that is called darshana. In Sanskrit, it is called darshan shastra, philosophy to find out the ultimate source. Philosophy to find out the ultimate source. And hence, Srila Prabhupada says that we have to have a athato brahma jigyasa. So, to understand the philosophy, in order to inquisitively surrender and understand what is the ultimate truth behind all these things, we require a certain type of brain. No ordinary man, there is no inquisitive. The lower grade of, and that is the reason we call that particular low brain as Shudra. I'm the biggest one. But because of Srila Prabhupada, we started understanding what is the purpose of our human life. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. In the next verse, the Prabhupada Lord says, Avajananti Mahamudra, 9.11. As soon as Krishna says that I am the person who is conducting the whole human affairs, you have to understand that Krishna is the one who is basically trying to help us. On the other hand, of ass. If we are able to understand the value of our human life, we won't be able to work and waste our time as ass. What ass does? What is the purpose? What is his daily duty? He goes, takes a lot of load on his shoulder, and he moves on. He moves on, and he at the end of the day, after all these work, he just gets few morsels of grass. He doesn't understand that these few morsels of grass is available all over the place. Why do I need to work so hard? So Srila Prabhupada gives a very, very good example of this particular ass. Another example Srila Prabhupada gives is example of sun. Is what explained by Sri Kapila Dev and of God and Srimad Bhagavad. And he says, and he gives an example of smoke, flaming wood, and spark. Smoke, flaming wood, and spark. So for the smoke, it is 38.40. 3.28.40. All those smoke, flaming wood, and sparks are all considered together as ingredient of what? Smoke, flaming wood, and spark is the ingredient of what? Very good. It is different from the fire, and the smoke is different from the flaming wood. Similarly, in other words, Supreme Personality of Godhead is the material elements like earth, water, and air. or fire are like smoke. Like to repeat, the material elements, earth, water, and fire are like smoke. The living entities are like spark. So we were talking about the smoke, flaming wood, and spark, right? So let's see. The material earth and water and fire are like smoke. The living entities are like sparks. And material nature is like the flaming wood. But all of them together are recipients of power from the Supreme Lord God, and thus able to manifest their individual capacity. So, in other words, the Supreme Personal Godhead is the origin of all manifestation. Material nature can supply only when it is activated by the glance of whom? Glance of whom? The Supreme Personality of Godhead. Are you all with me? Are you on the same page? Sure? Sure. Okay. So, matter creates life. True or false? From matter, life comes. True or false? False. Why it is false? Matter is physical. Doesn't grow until unless it gets the soul or the spark. Very good. So, however, in one lecture, Srila Prabhupada says there was a Nobel Prize winner, scientist in the California University. He was lecturing on his theory that life has begun by the combination of certain chemicals. Life has begun from the combination of certain chemicals. In this particular lecture, there was Srila Prabhupada's one of the disciples. So Srila Prabhupada has given so many different analogies. So he heard many analogies about the life. So he challenged the gentleman and he said, if I give you all these chemicals, can you produce life? He's the Nobel Prize winner. And he is the one who is basically announcing and saying that life has begun by the combination of certain chemicals. So Srila Prabhupada's disciple challenged this particular scientist. And the answer was, that I cannot say. That I cannot say. Where from? So we have to ask this question to ourselves, from where this chemical has come from. Who has made this chemical? The chemical has been made by whom? By human brain. And who has given the intelligence to human brain? Of course, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Srila Prabhupada says there are so many examples. We are confident because we have got Krishna's statement in the Bhagavad-Gita, which is Maya Lakshana Prakriti Charachara. Apart from that, Srila Prabhupada says there are so many different examples which we can give to prove this particular point. In the other Upanishad, Tatriya Upanishad 3.1, the Vedic Hymns confirms the fact that he is the origin of all living entities and the rest of all. After creation, everything rests in his omnipotence. And after annihilation, everything again returns to rest in him. Not only that, in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.1, Janmadi asya yadaha anved itaratas cha artheshu apankeshu svara is mentioned in there. Apart from that, in Bhagavad-Gita 10.8, God says, Aham sarvasya prabho mata sarvam pravardhare iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samandita. 10.8. What is Lord saying? Lord is saying the same thing is confirmed in Chaitanya Charitamrita as well. He says that Aham sarvasya prabho. Plus, he also says in Bhagavad Gita 7.4, Bhumir apo nalo vayu kam mano buddhi evacha ahankar itiyam me bhinna prakriti asti. So the Lord over here, he gives a fantastic analogy about earth, water, fire, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Let's see that. Okay. So here in 7.4, Lord gives a very good translation. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and ego. All together, these 8 constitute my separated material energy. So let's understand the analogy and combination of material energy. Okay. Over here, Lord says, in the material energy, the principal manifestations are 8. As above mentioned, out of these, the first 5 manifestations, namely earth, water, fire, air, and sky, are called the 5 gigantic creations or the gross creations within which the 5 sense objects are included. Shreyas Prabhu, can you read next, please?
They are the manifestations of physical. They are the manifestations of physical sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. Material science comprises these 10 items and nothing more. But the other 3 items, namely mind, intelligence, and false ego, are neglected by the materialists. Philosophers who deal with mental activities are also not perfect in knowledge because they do not know the ultimate source, Krishna. The false ego, I am, and it is mind, which constitutes the basic principle of material existence, includes 10 sense organs for material activities.
Excellent. So let's understand. So I think it's a continuation of the program.
Intelligence refers to the total material creation called the Mahat Tattva. Therefore, from the 8 separated energies of the Lord are manifest the 24 elements of the material world, which are the subject matter of Sankhya artistic philosophy. They are originally offshoots from Krishna's energies and are separated from him. But atheistic Sankhya philosophers with the poor fund of knowledge do not know Krishna as the cause of all causes. The subject matter of discussion in the Sankhya philosophy is only the manifestation of the external energy of Krishna as it is described in the Bhagavad-Gita.
So thank you very much, Prabhuji. So to summarize all these things, you can see there are 24 elements of material nature. The 5 great elements are earth, water, fire, air, and ether, which is earth solid, water is liquid, fire is radiant energy, air is gas, and ether is space. The subtle elements are mind, intelligence, and false ego. The 3 modes of material nature, which is goodness, passion, ignorance. The 5 working senses that we have got, which is voice, which helps us to speak, legs, walking, hands, grasping, and hands and genitals. The 5 knowledge gathering senses are eyes for seeing, ears for hearing, nose for smelling, tongue for tasting, and touch for feeling. And the 5 objects of the senses are form, sound, scent, touch, and taste. Now, all these things can be activated only and only. So this should be connected with the soul to make them exist. And who's the one who's giving us this particular soul? The super soul. And who's the super soul? The Supreme Personality of Godhead. Very good. Right. Let's continue. So we heard about so many different examples as well as the 24 elements of material nature. Srila Prabhupada gives some more wonderful examples, and these examples are seed-giving father. So after impregnation, material nature delivers all kinds of living entities, right? Beginning from the greatest living creature, which is Lord Brahma, down to the insignificant ant. And in all varieties of form, in Bhagavad-Gita 14.4, material nature is clearly mentioned as Sarva Yoneshu. This means that all varieties of species like demigods, human beings, animals, birds, beasts, all varieties of species, so whatever is manifested, material nature is the mother and the supreme personality of God is the seed-giving father. So that's how Krishna has been called as a seed-giving father. Generally, it is experienced that the father gives life to the child, but the mother gives its body. Mother gives life and mother gives body. Okay. So the living force comes directly from the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is completely spiritual. Therefore, no material scientific advancement can produce life. As we have heard and we have seen the example of the scientist and the Nobel Prize winner as well. So when we know that this particular material nature is the gift of Lord Krishna, and we have also heard that this body that we have got is the driver, and the soul is the energy. So what are we supposed to do with this material nature, and what are we supposed to do with the senses? That is the big question. How are we going to use these particular senses? After understanding all these past shlokas and the confidential knowledge. So we have heard from last 9 shlokas, and we have also got little understanding about the confidential knowledge. So what are we supposed to do with this wonderful body that we have got, that is given to us by the Lord? Are we supposed to? The material world cannot be enjoyed by any living entity. This is what Srila Prabhupada says, and this has been mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. If one so desires to enjoy it, he immediately becomes a demon. He immediately becomes a demon. Demon like Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, and Kamsa. Because Ravana wanted to enjoy the goddess of fortune, Sita Devi, he was vanquished with all his family, wealth, and opulence. So one can, however, enjoy that Maya bestowed upon the living entities by Lord Vishnu, but he will be called as. So whenever we are using our senses, we have to ask: Am I enjoying my senses, or am I using my senses in Lord's services? Another wonderful example comes from Chaitanya Charitamrita Mandir Leela 6.171. In Bhagavad Srila Prabhupada gives an analogy of touchstone. You know what happens with the touchstone? What is touchstones used for? Touchstone. Have you heard about touchstone? What is touchstone? Why is touchstone famous for? Touchstone turns iron into gold. As soon as you touch the touchstone to any iron particle, it turns into gold. It remains, however, does the gold get any qualities of iron? It doesn't get any quality of iron. Have you heard that touchstone has changed into iron after touching it to an iron? Never. That is the qualification, and that's the quality of a touchstone. The touchstone is always changes the nature of an iron into gold. So if such a material stone can maintain its inconsumable energy after producing volumes of gold, certainly the person who has made that touchstone, do you think he can change himself into material nature? Cannot. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead can remain in his original Satchit Ananda form after creating the cosmic world, as mentioned in this particular shloka today, which is 9.10. And in today's shloka, we can see the two words Chara and Achara. What is the meaning of Chara and Achara? Moving and non-moving. So whatever we have heard today about Chara and Achara is basically moving and non-moving. So basically, Lord is the one who is creating the moving and non-moving with the help of material nature. Srila Prabhupada gives a fantastic example of all the living things are our brothers and sisters. So Srila Prabhupada mentioned in one of the Prabhupada, Krishna comes personally to teach us with the help of Bhagavad-Gita because he is very affectionate to us. Why he is affectionate to us? To all of us? Because we are all sons of Krishna. We have no other father. We have no other father. We only have one father who is Krishna, the Supreme Father. So he is the Supreme Father. He is very much affectionate. And because we are part and parcel, all these living entities are part and parcels of Krishna as well. The human beings, the animals, the plants, trees, the aquatics, everyone is the part and parcel of Krishna. Just like here we are sitting hundreds of or 50. We have got different breasts, right? Similarly, every living being is part and parcel of Krishna, and they have also got a different breast. So we cannot mistreat other lower animals because they are lower animals, they don't have intelligence. So Krishna will be displeased if you mistreat them. So Srila Prabhupada gives them a wonderful example. If we have around 10 brothers and sisters, and 2 of them are inactive, they don't have any senses. So can we go to our father and tell him that, Father, it's better we kill them? These 2 brothers and sisters that we have got, let's kill them. Do you think father will be very happy? No, father will say, no, you cannot kill them. Rest of the other family members should take care of these 2 brothers and sisters who are not in senses. So similarly, Srila Prabhupada gives a very, very wonderful example. The aquatic, the bird, the beast, and the insect, the plant, the trees, the animals, and humans. They all are Krishna's. They are part of our family. So we have to, and that is the reason Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this excellent, fantastic way of liberating this moving and non-moving, chara and achara. Liberating them. How do we liberate them? One day I asked Amarajan Prabhu, Prabhu, you are taking this particular beats and you are moving around the garden and chanting loudly. Why are you doing that? The answer was, I am liberating everybody. I am liberating. And that is the reason we have Sankirtana movement, where we take the Sankirtana and we do these another Sankirtana everywhere. Unfortunately, we cannot do it here in Kuwait. But still, whichever soul is participating in this Sankirtana movement, they are getting the blessings of Srila Prabhupada and Guru and Gauranga. So the reason the Sankirtana movement is done in different parts of the world by going on the street, people say that these guys are crazy. No, they are not crazy. They are there to liberate each and every soul. Who are these? They are human. So they are trying to liberate the aquatics, the bird, the beast, the insect, the plant, the trees, the animals, and the human being, which has intelligence, but they are not using the intelligence. So how can we make our life successful? What can we do? In Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam yo Yo Nyati Tattvataha. Tyagva Deham Punarjanma Naiti. In truth, then your life will be okay. So, what is the success? The success means human form of life. Success means to stop this birth, death, old age, and disease. How can we do that? How can we do that? We can do that by what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Just by chanting, we can get out of this particular cycle. Sometimes we feel that in our home we can definitely build some nice villas, bungalows, and we are more successful. Coming over here, having a vision of having crores and crores of rupees in the bank, that will make us successful. Driving Mercedes Benz will make you successful. Believe me, not at all. Out of experience, I'm telling you. So we are getting different type of body. In this life, I may be fortunate to construct a very big building. In this life, I may be fortunate to get a lot of bank balance. In this life, I may get 10,000 kurtas and dhotis. I can do that. In this life, maybe with Lord's mercy. What is the use of that? In the next life, I'm going to become a dog or a cat. In the next life, I may become a dog or a cat. So what is the use of that particular, all these bungalows and all these gold and bank balance? No use. Srila Prabhupada says, success is to understand the whole philosophy and stop the process of this birth, death, old age, and disease. Stop this and go back home, back to Godhead. That is success. That can be that we can do simply by understanding Krishna. And how can we understand Krishna? This can be done by actually understanding the business of human life. Athato Brahma Jigyasa, Janmadi Yasya Taha. This is the philosophy. This is what Srila Prabhupada always wants to understand and makes us understand. Athato the Brahma Jigyasa. Instead of living a life like a sheep who has been slaughtered in the next minute, and that particular sheep is just enjoying the grass and feels that, wow, amazing. Nothing is going to happen to me. And in the next moment, that particular sheep is getting slaughtered. Similarly, that is the situation we are in right now. We don't know what's going to happen in our next moment. We don't know. So in the present moment, what we have got? We have got the success. We have got the key. We have got the understanding from Srila Prabhupada's purpose. And from today's sloka, we can understand that at the end, we always try to get attracted towards material understanding or material activities or material things in our life. But who's giving these material things? Lord Krishna. He can take these things back. Who is giving us this intelligence to work around here? Who is giving this intelligence to work every single day in kitchen, in offices? It's Lord Krishna. As we have heard so many times by His grace, Braj Prakash Prabhu, that He has given us the intelligence and Krishna knows how to take that intelligence back. We have heard that story of Arjuna. Arjuna was there to fight and he has won the battle, right? Against Pandavas, right? Against Kauravas. And he always used to feel that, yes, because of me, I have gone to the battle. Unless he understood when he fought with our boys and he lost, he lose. And then he understood, oh my God, what happened? It's the same me, it's the same Gandhiva, it's the same all power that I have. But I lost it. Because Krishna was not on his side. When Krishna was on his side, He has got various intelligence, all the skill, what to do at what time. Sometimes you feel, oh, why I'm so efficient, I'm so smart, I know how to manage the time. But who is giving us the intelligence? It's Krishna. So in order for us to get this intelligence of cutting this granthi and getting out of this particular cycle of birth, death, old age and disease, the only and only way is to always and always and always keep chanting Hare Krishna Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. So this is what I could relate or gather with my little intelligence that I've got. This story, we all must have heard about the story of an ass, right? The ass feels so proud about himself, and all the villagers, they bow down to him. Right? Do you remember that particular story? It's not ass, it's basically the wonderful deities which he used to carry. So I'm that kind of ass. But I would like to thank all the senior Vaishnavas who have given me this wonderful opportunity to talk about today's shloka. And this particular, I would like to announce this very confident. Are you able to hear the announcement? Say Haribol. This particular shloka and this particular, whatever I have spoken in this class, it was only for me. Not for anybody. It was only and only and only for my own purification. So I would like to thank you all for giving me the opportunity to speak about this particular shloka, and I really salute the tolerance and patience that you have got to hear what I have said. So thank you so very much. Honestly speaking, whatever I have heard and whatever I have said today is the repetition of all the lectures that I have heard of His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And I'd like to thank you all for giving me an opportunity once again. If you have any question, please raise. I'll definitely try my best. If not, I'll request all the senior Vaishnavas to help me. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Do you have any questions? So if you don't have any question, that means either you have understood the class or either you have not understood the class. So I don't know which one is that. But I really want to thank you once again. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So we have some. The reason I've concluded the class a little early because we have some prize distribution ceremony today, some announcements as well. So we would like to do the Aarti first, or like the prize distribution after the Aarti. All right. So requesting Gopal Prabhu, please. In the meantime, I will just follow the instruction. I'm getting two different instructions from two different corners of the room. Yes, Madhu? Okay, Madhu. We'll follow your. Thank you. Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.